right here at the end, let's talk about that create change movement. You decided, and we talked amongst the leaders for about 5 hours. You brought up the idea. You put in so much hard work. I don't think people really realize how much work you put in on the back end, and how many emails you send out, and just how much you do, right? And you raised so much money in this seed round. It's absolutely astonishing. Um, but you said, a lot of people raise money, but what do it's one thing to show off how much you've bought in a game, or it's one thing to raise a bunch of money, but it's also one step further is something bigger, and that's giving back, creating change, create change, hashtag. So you decided to actually give back to the community in a very large way. Let's talk about that giveaway that we did about a month ago.
Yeah. So when you look at the problems we have in first world,
Right.
until you can truly understand the problems in a developing nation, right, or second world, um, it doesn't resonate. And some of us that have been able to travel the world, whether through sports, military, humanitarian efforts,
Hmm.
things of that nature, it really hits you when you see um, that you know kids will steal and kill to eat. That the women who grow up from birth without certain rights, and it's like when they leave the home, they have no rights. They can't congregate amongst men. They can't do certain sports. They can't um, partake in certain hobbies. They're not allowed to dream. They're not allowed to be educated. They're not allowed to be opinionated. They're not allowed to
Right.
talk about freedoms or financial freedoms.
And there's
And
no
so,
wiggle room in that. It's not like
exactly,
here where there's a little bit of wiggle room. Your parents might be mad at you, or your work might be. It's none of that. It's literally life or death. You do not have these rights. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's something I take seriously when
Hmm.
there's members in this community who literally are putting their lives on the line to support us. Because
Right.
the talk of financial freedom, the talk of decentralization, the talk of civil rights and things of that nature, where they come from, the punishment is a stoning or sentence to death. It's something bad, right?
Right. Right.
And so now we get into the economical side of things, where the 50 or 100 or $200 you put in your gas tank a week here in America, that's enough money in some of these countries to feed a family for a couple months. And so I see my problems as small compared to what these people have to go through. And as they're joining the community, it was on my heart that we have to give back. And so we're going to do it in a Final Frontier way.
Right.
Michael Wagner and the Star Atlas team opened a door that we will forever be grateful for, because I was able to purchase Star Atlas ships, the NFTs, and do this massive giveaway in which for a couple of them, it's more money than they've seen in their whole life.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
puts things into perspective, right?
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I literally just got back from the store, bought 4 cases of water, I think for like $10. It's nuts because there's people in the world that do not have access to water. Do not have access to water. And for $10, that's like you said, that can literally feed a family for a month. $10 could probably feed a family for 2 weeks. It's insane, and it's we have access to this like it's nothing. So
Exactly.
I think putting that all into perspective, and realizing that, and noticing how good we have it, giving back is literally the most we can do and the best thing that we can do. So that's amazing. I love the head that you have on your shoulders. This is phenomenal for the community, and I think Final Frontier and you and all of us are really going to do some really amazing things in the world.